Hey, hope everyone's having a good day. Not sure if you've been feeling at all scattered today, but I certainly did for a little while late this afternoon. And I thought I'd share what I've done about that. Um, at the end of the day, I've been working on lots of different things, and as some of you know, I'm trying to get going with my social media, and I'm now at least halfway through my live stream challenge, which is great. So I've been doing it for just over 2 weeks, and already getting so much more comfortable with it that I'm actually considering keeping on going. Maybe not doing it 7 days a week after my 30 days is up, but certainly on my work days because I've always got a lot to say. I think I've just got to figure out, some sort of strategy for. Okay, there we go. Declined. I'll call him back in a little while. So I've always got a lot to say about different topics, but trying to figure out what's going to be useful for people really. And I think that it's probably always just important to relate things back to our own experiences, our own lived experiences, and often share stories about what we're going through and how we manage it. So today I was with my group who. Of clinicians from around the country and spent 4 hours with a couple of groups this morning, which was great. Um, I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to implement today, and by early afternoon, mid afternoon, I wasn't feeling as though I was getting there, and so I was starting to feel a bit scattered and a bit scrambled, looking at my ever growing to do list and not feeling as though I was on top of that. So, um, what I did was I just consolidated things. I looked at what was really important. I actually, again came back to have a look at what was going to move the needle for me, what's critical in moving towards the vision that I'm hoping to achieve, and also looked at things more adaptively. Because in fact, while I was scattered, I got a heap done. And I also then allowed myself to make progress, over perfection. We know that I'm just learning social media. On day one, I did a major faux pas and knew I had to share, saw the little blue button that said share and hit it to every group I could find, like I'm learning. And and I'm not going to wait until I have all my ducks lined up and everything's absolutely perfect because it never will be. And if I do that, I'll never actually get this content out. So my Instagram account looks messy. The Northside Psychology business page at this stage looks messy. I haven't really come back and had a look at that, but I will. It's progress over perfection. That's the most important thing. So, I came back to thinking more adaptively around it and more realistically and took the emotion out of it and just, well, I didn't really spend time analysing it, but I just did it differently. I threw in a double shot of coffee, which I probably didn't really need, but it helped me, had a little sharp espresso, and then came back and put a timer on and just blasted through a few things. And then in spite of the to-do list, in spite of the things that I still didn't get done, I've come out for a hike because I need that. I need that clarity. And in fact, it's moving the body as well. I set myself up before I moved to acknowledge what I've done, to actually acknowledge the successes that I'd already had today and realistically looked at those achievements, including, getting our first blog up there, including getting stuff onto IGTV, I think it's called, including starting to get stuff on LinkedIn, which I've never done before, and including getting a post up on a Facebook profile and a Facebook page and Instagram. Never done that before. So, when you look at all that, no wonder I was feeling a bit scrambled. But I had to come back and actually appreciate and understand that that is what I've done, and then park it and then allow myself to come out and walk. And I'm not ruminating on anything. I'm not thinking about it. I'm actually learning as I always do. I've got my little AirPods in now while I'm talking, but otherwise I'm listening to content that I find really inspiring, that I find really helpful, and that uplifts me and keeps me going forward because I need that nurturing. So, I just have to ask again, like, what, have you been feeling scattered? Have you been feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling a little bit shot with that, to-do list and the never-ending to-do list, which often is just someone else's tasks, that again we need to delegate, dump, or do. Um, but, if you are, what are you doing about it? How are you managing that? How are you bringing down that overwhelm? How are you acknowledging the wins, acknowledging the things that you're actually doing, and staying focused on the task at hand? Even one of the things that I did while I was walking was I just got in touch with one of my team members who's doing a fantastic job, getting all these policies um, fine tuned for us. And I can see that there's heaps of feedback that she's needing on different things, but I didn't get it done today. And so, rather meetings are starting to creep into some of my project management time, well, not just project management time, but project time, time that I need to block out to be able to get stuff done. So I've got to rein that back in. I've got to block that out. That is prime time, because otherwise I can't get these things done and I can feel scrambled. And then on top of that, I've said, okay, what's your schedule? Because I don't look at the rosters. I don't know what days people are necessarily in. So, what's your schedule? Let's set up a time.